Okay, so here's a question for you. Is Forza Motorsport 7 the same game as previous versions of the franchise? Well, the short answer is yes. It is. But for all those willing to stick around and don't have the attention span of an elderly pensioner, you'll probably be saying to yourself, hang on, that's not true. That's not strictly true. To which I will say, yes, I also agree with that. Now, the reason I said yes at the beginning of this video is because, well, it's slightly true. Even the Horizon versions of the franchise, they're all the same. It's because they all follow the same route of that they all focus about cars and racing. It's the content and real guts of the game that are different. Motorsport Horizon, track-based open world. You see what I mean? This can be applied to not only Forza, but a large majority of today's current AAA games, like, I don't know, Call of Duty. The setting or theme may change, but the core mechanic is and always will be to just go around shooting people aimlessly and be a childish, cantankerous moron. So yeah, Forza is technically, and I say that very loosely, the same game year in and year out. However, it also isn't. The reason I say that it's loosely the same game technically is because whilst the main core of the game is cars and racing, the graphics and sound can be tweaked. Not only that, more cars and more tracks can be added to the game, giving you more content. What else can be added is loot boxes, but we don't want to talk about them, like ever. So what I've decided to do is get footage from the last 4 installments from the Motorsport franchise. So that's Forza 4, 5, 6, and 7. And yes, for all those people who, I don't know, like collecting stamps and think that the colour brown is actually exciting, I use the same car around the same track at the same time. So there is no way some shader of a shadow will help improve the graphics. Now, bugger off and go carry on collecting stamps. Anyway, with that aside, let's get into the footage and see the differences between the latest 4 motorsport games. Now, personally, for me, Motorsport 4 has always been my favourite in the franchise. 5 and 6 got close, but still, it didn't have that edge. It didn't have that magic that 4 had. But then I thought 7 would be able to perhaps compete and maybe able to become my favourite motorsport. And whilst I really like the new menu layout and I love the amount of cars it's got, again, there's that magic that Motorsport 4 had that I feel that 7 lacks just a little bit. By far, Motorsport 7 is the prettiest game in the franchise, but graphics don't make a good game. And speaking of graphics, you can't deny that Motorsport 4 has held up ridiculously well. I tweeted out the image yesterday and somebody said that it looked like Gran Turismo Sport. Not only that, but when I showed this image to my friends, one of them said that Motorsport 4, which they didn't know was Motorsport 4 at the time, they said that looked the best, so that's a little bit worrying. But still, I digress. You can see the slight progression, I admit, it's slight progression between 5, 6, and 7, but there is a huge jump between 4 and 5. That, my friend, is a different game. You can clearly see that. but I would be a little bit more open if someone were to say, well, what's the difference between 5, 6, and 7? Well, as you can see, the camera angle for some reason in 5 is much closer to the car than it is in 6 and 7. As you can see, I'm in the exterior view as far away as possible, and that's as far as it can go in 5. 4, 6, and 7's exterior view, you can see, is quite far back, but 5, that's as far back as you can go, and I find that very weird to say the least. Now let's move on to sound. Well, it's undeniable that 7 does sound by far the best. You can actually hear the similarities between 6 and 7, but 7's been... I feel like they've done something to they've made it more crisper and more sharp. It's very similar to 6, but I feel like it's got more of a point to it. It's a bit more stabby into your ears. Not that that's a good thing, but that's how it sounds. 4 and 5, again, you can hear the big jump, because obviously it's last generation to current generation. And that's acceptable. That's obviously understandable. You'd expect it to be different when it went to 5, but you can see that they've tweaked the game over and over again through the years. But that's all I can really say. This is just a video to showcase how far the game has come over the last 4 installments. So, what do you guys think about this? For me, I can see a clear progression between 4 and 5, but I can also see progression between 6 and 7, although it's a lot more minuscule. It's much smaller and minute than the jump between last gen to current gen, but then that is to be expected. So what do you guys think? Leave your comments down below. Please try and keep them constructive. I know there's going to be a lot of people going, oh, there's no progression in Forza, and I like to lick my bottom and bury myself in the garden full of dirt and spray my hair ginger and pretend I'm a bloody carrot. Yeah, let's keep the constructive criticism constructive and not like whatever that was. But anyway, thank you very much for watching this video, guys. I should give a massive shout out, by the way, to Alan. I will leave a link to his channel in the description down below, as he did help me get the Forza Motorsport 4 footage. So, link to his channel in the description down below. We're working on a website at the moment, so I will leave a link to that in the description down below. The website's not up yet, but the Twitter links are. But yes, thank you very much, guys, for watching this video. If you'd like to see more stuff like this, be sure to leave a like. And yeah, leave a comment down below on what you think is the best Forza out of these 4. I'm guessing it's probably going to be 4. And if it's anything than that, you're probably wrong. No, I'm joking, of course. But yes, thank you very much for watching this video, guys. And until the next one, adios.